This video is on creating a new product, including simple products, variations, and adding two categories. So there are two ways to add a product to your website. The first is to go to the back of your website under dashboard, click products, and then add new. And this will give you a blank product page for you to start. The second way to add a product is, in my opinion, the easiest way. So if you find a product already on your website, say if the product that you want to add is a new soap, then if you find a soap page, you can duplicate a web page, which is really, really, really handy. So if we go edit product, then you'll see here on the right hand side, it says copy to a new draft. So if you click that, it will load the new page. And you'll see here it now says copy here and in the URL. It is so important that you see copy because that tells you you are now working on the duplicate product page. If you don't see this page, it means that you are editing the original and you don't want that. That starts getting very messy. So the next thing to do is to go over here and set your visibility to private. So if a product page is private, then we know it means that the public cannot see it. It can only be seen by website editors or administrators who have been creating the page or are logged in. So now we've clicked update, we can see that this is set to private. So nobody will be able to see it unless they are logged in. So now we can start creating the content. So we're going to call this product video test. I'm just going to call it that because it means that whenever you see this now on the website, you know that that's what I'm doing. So we're going to edit the URL, and it's really important that your URL matches your product name. So this is the URL that you will go to find that product. So you will share this maybe on your social media. You'll obviously see it when you're on the product page. So it's really important that it all matches. So we're just going to put here video test. Okay. And then this section here, is the main bulk of your text for the product. It's your descriptions and all the information that you need. And there's lots of extra things you can do. So for instance, you can add media, which means that you can add a product image to anywhere on your web page on this content screen here. It's actually it's a bit of a faff to do that. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's not like on a Word document where you can just grab the image and move it across wherever you want it. It doesn't work like that. It's quite a faff to do. So I wouldn't do it unless you can, if you can get around it any other way, which we can add products in a different way, which I'll show you in a second. So if you use this drop down here, you can see there are different options for your text format. Usually you would use paragraph because that's just, as you can see, a normal formatting. This here, bold and italic, is the format. So if you click any word, click bold, you'll see it makes it bold, and you can undo it for the same way. You can make it italic, click it again, and it goes away. This here is the bulleted list. So this is really useful if you have a list of things. So for your gift sets, you might do a bulleted list of what's included in the gift sets. Your ingredients here, we'll try it on that. It may be that you want to list your ingredients as a bulleted list. It may be too long for that, but at least you have the option that you can see. So if you put your cursor where you want your bullet points to start, click bulleted list, and of course it's done it how I didn't want it. So we're just going to click enter and then delete, and that puts the bullet point in olive oil. And then we're going to take out the bullet point for ingredients just by clicking bulleted list. Then here, if you put your cursor where you want it, click enter. You can really quickly create your bulleted list here. So I'm not going to do this for all of them, I'm just going to do that so you can see. You can also have a numbered list instead. So instead of bullet points, you might choose numbers. You can use block quotes, and you can change the alignment of the text. So usually you would have it left aligned. You may decide you also want it center aligned or right aligned. So that just means it will be in the middle. Right aligned, obviously at the right. Usually, you read left to right, so normally you would go left aligned. This here is a link. This icon means link, and you'll see this in a few different places online, not just on your website, but all over. It's kind of a universal icon, if you like, or emoji for another way of calling it, for web links. So for instance, you may choose to link your product pages to other pages. I would really recommend this because it makes things so much easier for your customers and for you. So say at the bottom, you may decide to put something like view our full range of vegan soaps. And then what you can do is link here, vegan soaps. So you highlight the text you want to link, press link. And there's two ways of adding the link. So this box appears and you can type to search. So we want vegan soaps. So you might press vegan. And you can see here, it hasn't actually come up with the web page that we want. We don't want one product. We want the entire thing. So you could just click any of these products here, but we don't want any of them. But that's okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to your home page of the website. You can do this just by right-clicking here. We're going to go to vegan soap, and this is where we want to link it to. So the customer can click on it and see all of the vegan soaps that you do. So we're going to copy that web link, highlight this text because that's the text we want to link, press link, and paste the URL in there. And then we want to click this blue arrow, which is apply. So we're applying that link. There we go. And that link will take customers to your full range of vegan soaps. So next part, you'll see on this right hand side here, you have product categories. This is really important because this tells the website where you want that product to show and under which category. So for instance, this is a vegan soap. So we want it to stay under vegan soaps. If it was bath salts, obviously you choose bath salts. If it was, say, a soap dish, you may decide you want it in multiple categories. So you could click vegan soap and accessories, and it would appear in all three. So it is really important that you have one of these, at least one of these ticked. Otherwise, the website won't know where to put your products. So if we scroll down, you'll see here product tags. You can use this. People don't always, but you can use this as for things like fresh scent or vegan or soap or anything like that. You don't really use it much, so try not to overthink it. If you don't want to use it at all, that's fine. I did a different video on this, but just very quickly, if you click here, catalog visibility, click edit, you'll see here, this is a featured product. So that means that it will be on the home page of your product. I'm actually going to untick this because I know that you aren't going to want a test product on your home page. So we're going to click OK. And then we're going to scroll down and you'll see here where it says product image. This is the main image for your product. So this is the bigger image that you see here. So this is the main image that's going to be seen all over the website for this product. So if you want to change it, you just click remove product image and then here, set product image. And you can either scroll through to choose the image that you want, or you can use the search function here. Now the search function only works if you have named your product images. So I've been working through some of these for you. So for instance, if we go to this one, you'll see the image title is 676. Now that's fine, but it means that you're going to have to scroll through all your images to find that image. Whereas, say with this one, I've updated it to be called the Ponderosa. And it means that now that you're wanting to find an image, if you were to search for the Ponderosa, you'll see that it will come up with images of that. So it's really helpful while you're going along to update these here. I'm going to cover this in another video on SEO later because it does link to that. So we're going to set that product image and you'll see it's appeared here. Your product gallery here, you can add product gallery images, and these are the smaller images that appear under here on your product page. So these are like secondary images. They can add a lot more content to a web page. So for instance, if you have a gift box, you may choose to have multiple images of the gift box fully wrapped of the different products that are in it. If you have bath salts, you might have one of the finished bath salts. You might have one of the bath salts being used. That gives you a lot more different options. So if we scroll down, you'll see here it says Yoast SEO. SEO stands for search engine optimization. I'm going to scroll past this right now because I'm going to do a separate video on this and I don't want to fall down a rabbit hole on SEO now. So we're just going to scroll through. And here you'll notice it says simple product. Now every new product that you add will be a simple product. If you duplicate a product, so the one we've duplicated here is a simple product. So automatically our product page will be a simple product. Had we duplicated a variable product, then this here would then show as variable product. It's really easy to move between the two. So for instance, if we go to, we know that your soaps only come in one size, 1 scent. You don't have multiple options for the product page. They are a simple product. Your bath salts, however, come in 2 different sizes, 100 grams and 300 grams. So this is what we call a variable product page because there are 2 different variations that customers need to choose between. So you can easily fill in a simple product. You would just choose the price. If you wanted to put the product on sale, you will click in your sale price here. So that could be £4.50, £5, whatever price you would want to be. You could also schedule the sale. So if you wanted to have a sale on this particular soap between one day or another, you would put your from date in here and your end date in here. And then it will automatically stop the sale price for you. And then on your end date, it will go back to your regular price. You don't obviously have to have sales, but this is a really useful little tool to remember if you want to have a sale on just one particular product. Rather than doing a 15% discount on the whole site or a particular group of products, you could choose to do one single product. So for instance, after Christmas, if you want to have a January sale and you've only got one scent of Christmas soap left, you might decide to put that particular soap on a sale price rather than offering money off the entire shop. So if we move down, you've got inventory, and you'll notice here it says manage stock ? You want to enable stock management at product level, and that means you have full control over how many products are shown in stock on your website. This is so important because it means that the website knows how many it has got to sell. So for instance, with this soap, we're going to put that you have 10 in stock. Here, allow back orders. There is 2 options for this. It shows 3, but we're going to ignore allow because you don't want to use that. So back orders means that if the product goes out of stock, so if all 10 get sold, our customers still going to be able to buy it. Now this really comes down to you. So if you allow back orders, but notify customer, it means that when that product, when all 10 of these have sold, the customer can still carry on buying it. Back order just means that you're placing that product and you're holding that stock so that when it comes back into stock, your order will be fulfilled straight away. You don't have to keep, as a customer, you don't have to keep checking back on the stock to order it again later. So if you allow but notify customer, that means that when they add this product to their basket after all 10 have sold, it will come up as saying on back order. I actually wouldn't recommend doing this because a lot of customers simply don't know what back order means. They won't know that because they've placed it on back order, that means it's not actually in stock physically to dispatch right now. They just think that because it's in stock available to buy, that means that it's in stock to have right now. So what I would do is put do not allow. And that means that once all 10 of these products have sold, they cannot buy any more until you add more in stock. And I think for you especially, this will be crucial because you have such a long curing time for some of your products. Obviously, if a Christmas soap, for instance, goes out of stock, or any soap goes out of stock, and you have several week curing time, you don't really want to have all of that next batch sold before it's even ready to go on the shelves. So we're going to leave that as allow back orders, do not allow. So low stock threshold. So this means, I'm not actually sure if this has it on yours. No, it doesn't. So usually here it would say 20 in stock. I'm actually going to show you this on my work website. This is the website I manage for work. So usually it will say in stock, out of stock, or low stock. I'm going to very quickly try and find something that I think would be low stock. I might actually show you the rope. Now, if it says in stock here in green, that means obviously it's in stock. So you'll see here, this is actually what we're talking about, the sale price. We have this product on sale. This is the original price, and this is the sale price here. So you can instantly, as a customer, see that this is for sale. So sometimes here it may say low stock, and that indicates to customers that the stock is low. Your website doesn't seem to have the functionality for this, even though it's in the back of the page. So again, I wouldn't take too much time on this, but I want you to understand what all of these little parts are of your website. So you could say that when this gets to 2, it's then low stock. Again, you don't really need to worry about this because there doesn't seem to be, it doesn't seem to say in stock, low stock, or out of stock on any of these. So moving down to shipping, here you'll see it says weight. It's really important that you put something in this box because that means that the website knows how weighty or how heavy the order is that the customer is buying, and that tells it how much it needs to pay for the shipping. So if you have a really heavy order, but you've not put any weight in the back of your product pages, then it probably won't charge very much for shipping and you could potentially lose out. So you really want to weigh all your products and make sure that the weight is in there. Dimensions is a dimension of the product. You don't really need to use this if it's particularly important that customers know what the dimensions of the product are. I would actually just put that at the bottom of the information bit here. Linked products, this is a way to upsell or link sell any extra products. So for instance, for a soap, you may choose your natural pouches, you may choose a different soap, you might choose one of your soap dishes, anything that you think would get you an extra sale for that product. So attributes, because this is a simple product, you could ignore this, you don't need to worry about that. And advanced, again, you don't need to worry about that either. You wouldn't really use any of this note. You wouldn't use a purchase note. You don't need a menu order. Get more options. That is just kind of the plugins. I did a different video on what plugins means. Again, you don't really need to worry about any of this. This is just extensions that you could do. So things that, like apps or plugins that you could do to enhance your product page. But unless you notice something that you're missing from your website, I wouldn't really worry about these. So that's how to do a simple product. Now, if you move this to a variable product, ignore these two because you probably won't ever use these, so that's okay. So if you move this to a variable product, this then takes us from what we would have as a soap page to your bath salt page. So we see here, like you have two variations here of the product. You have 100 grams or 300 grams. So this is really easy to do, and you can see here you can switch very simply from a simple product to a variable product. So say for instance you have a variable product, you have a bath salt that is available as 100 grams and 300 grams, and in the future you decide that 100 grams just isn't selling very well at all. You want to have all of your bath salts available as one size, so you're only going to sell 300 grams. You can easily just take it from a variable product to a simple one, and then you would only have that one weight and that one option. So the options for variable products is slightly more complex, but again, it's really easy to use. So if you go to inventory, you'll see here, manage stock at product level. You want to have this as the same setting. So we've got 10 in stock and we don't want to allow back orders. You can if you want to, it's entirely up to you. I wouldn't recommend doing it for this. I don't think it will be worth it for you. But if you do decide to, then always put notify customer because you want them to know it's on back order. If you know you don't want them to order it and for them to not know that there would be a slight wait. So if we move to shipping, again, it's the same options. You want to add the weight in here so the website knows what to charge for shipping. Linked products, the same again. It's how you're going to cross-sell or link sell or upsell, whatever you want to call it, different products. So for instance, for a bath salt, you may add in a soap, or you might add in extra bath salt scents. Attributes. Now, this is where you add the different variations for your products. So we're going to go on custom product attributes here, and you'll see here it says size. So if you were to click this, press add, and then here we're going to put select all. Now this brings up all of the current weights. I'm not sure why all of these have been added in, because you only have 100 and 300 grams for your bath salts. So we're just going to get rid of these. And I'm just using bath salts here as an example so that you can see what it's like. So we are going to add 100 grams and 300 grams as variations for this product. So that means they are able to buy this product in 2 different weights. You want to make sure this button here is ticked, used for variations, and click Save Attributes. So if we move down to the next one, this is variations, and we want to add variation. Here we go, and this is where you can add each variation. So we've got 100 grams here, we want to add another one for 300 grams. Now you'll see here it says default form values. You want this to have a default, and that means that when you go on this product page, so if I refresh the page, because I know I've been clicking on this, it shows up here as 100 grams, and that's because in this default here, that has been ticked. So if you were to change this to 300 grams and then update the page, it would automatically have 300 grams as a default here. You want to have it as one or the other because it just looked messy without it. On this page here, I think it ends up saying something like no default size or select size or something like that. So you just kind of want one of them showing. It just looks better for the customer. So then you can, there's different options here. So you can use this to change the order. So what I did then is hold down. See, when I go to those 3 lines, this appears. You can just drag and drop. So if you had multiple options, you can move them about to any order that you want. You can also click remove, and that will obviously take away a variation. In this case, if you were to remove a variation, that would be silly because there's only 2. So if you were to delete one variation here, you may as well just make it into a simple product because it would only give you one option. So if you click on these, you can see here it gives you different options for this. Now, you want to add a price here. In regular price, you want to add whatever the price is for 300 grams. I don't know what it is. I'm just going to put £7. Here again, you've got that option for sale price. It works the exact same way, and you can schedule that how we did before. And you want to click here, manage stocks. This is the exact same thing we were doing before. It tells you how many you want to put in stock. So we're going to put 5 of these in stock. We don't want to allow back orders. You could add the weight. So obviously this is really good for bath salts because each size will have a different weight. For instance, if it was the same weight but the variation was the smell, so say it was, you were doing it, say, on the product page, it was 300 gram bottles of bath salts available in 2 different scents. The weight would stay the same, so you wouldn't really need to put anything in these. But because the weights are different, it's really important that you add the different weights here. So if you click on the other one, you can do the same thing here. You want to manage the stock. Price, I don't know, we're going to put £4. Stock quantity, we've got 3. And then you'd add the weight here again. Back orders is do not allow. And at the bottom here, you want to click Save Changes. When it's a variable product, that Save Changes button will appear. When it's a simple product, it won't. So it's just one to watch out for to make sure that you get your changes saved. Product short description. I don't think the function is there for this on your website, but we're just going to test it out. So if we search here for soap, is here. That's good to know. So your short description appears on it's this little short bit here. So when you search for a product, this is the text that appears. Now, if you don't have a short description, it doesn't matter because it pulls it from the main text. So I know, because I wrote this one for you, so I know that is the text from the main section of the web page. So that's this bit here. So if you want to, you can do this. So here it says Kendall Mint. and you can see it on here. This is what it's pulling up. You don't need to do that. It doesn't really matter because it would pull up this text anyway from here. So that's more, again, personal preference. You might decide that you want a different text here than you would on the main text. It's entirely your choice. Just going to fix that little typo there. And that's it for this product page. So I'm going to go back up the top and we're just going to check this right hand column, make sure I've not missed anything with you. No, we haven't. And we're going to click update. This update button is so important because it saves your changes. So you want to click this if you're going along. So if you know you're going to be taking a while to update this product page, or if you've done a lot of changes, or if you've spent a lot of time writing this text out, click update quite a few times because that means that you won't lose your changes. If your web page freezes, or if your web connection goes, if your internet connection goes, you want to keep clicking update so you don't lose anything. And then you can click view product. And this is the product that we have created. Your short description appears here. Excellent. Okay. That does change things slightly. So if we go to edit products, it's slightly different for every website. So the website I work on at work, that's not what the short description is at all. So here, your product short description that you've put here not only appears in the search bit, it also appears here. So that's really good. See this little snippet you've got here? You've put the name of it. You don't really need the name of it because the name would also be here, but you can if you want. It's up to you. You've put the ingredients, the main ingredients. You don't want to list everything. That's really fantastic. And here you've put the inspirations. That's really great. Little short description. You don't want to go on and on and on. You don't want to kind of duplicate what's in this bit here. You just want it short and sweet to make them want to read more or to buy it.